Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. My roommates aren't home, the sun is shining, it's time for a video. Pretty much 85% of the movies I watch get the waterworks going. Even during action movies, I have to hold in my sniffles. For instance, when Quicksilver saves the lives of Hawkeye and a little boy in Age of Ultron. I'm a nose crier, so as well as having waterfalls come out of my eyes, there's also rivers gushing out of my nose. Really, that's what happens. Pretty much anything will set me off. One time I was on a commercial set. In the commercial, the lady is crying because her husband's not giving her enough attention. While I was watching this, I knew that she was acting, but I still wanted to go up and give her a hug. We cut and then she got up and was smiling and laughing. If I ever work on dramas, it will probably be to the death of my emotional health. This is not a comprehensive list, so let's get started. Spoilers and lots of deaths. Be prepared. Forrest Gump. Let me count the ways. First meeting Jenny on the bus. Forrest talking over Jenny's grave. Finding out that Jenny's son is Forrest's son. Forrest asking if his son is dumb. Reuniting with Lieutenant Dan. Probably when Bubba died. Jenny's abusive father. When Forrest's mom dies. When Jenny thinks about jumping off the building to commit suicide. When Forrest sends his son off to school. Forrest giving the Medal of Honor to Jenny before she goes to DC. Ugh, that movie is so sad but good. Captain Phillips. I actually haven't seen the movie, but the ending gets me sobbing every time. Especially when he says thank you. Something about a calm, collected nurse with a Boston accent makes me feel like everything's going to be okay. Interstellar. When Matthew McConaughey is watching through all of the videos that his children sent him from the past 25 years. It's so depressing. You literally see them grow up before your eyes. Monsters Inc. When Sully says goodbye to Boo and then Boo opens the closet and it's empty. Oh my gosh, just rip out my heart. Even the happy part, when Sully opens the door and Boo says, "Kitty!" Like, ugh. I can't do it. Animated children are just too adorable and I just have a really hard time seeing them get hurt. Real children as well. Just all children. Narnia, whenever Aslan speaks. He's so reassuring and just looks so soft. Also, being a religious person, the symbolism that he represents Jesus also helps. When Pikachu cries in Pokemon the first movie, this scene is heart-wrenching. I never want to see Pikachu cry ever again. Mew and Mewtwo are fighting and then Ash sacrifices himself so you think he's dead, but of course he's not because it's G-rated. And then you cut to a shot of Pikachu and you're just super depressed. Have you noticed that I'm trying to come up with a different way to say extremely sad? It's hard. Strangely enough, I didn't really cry during The Pursuit of Happiness. There were moments when I could feel it coming, but no tears were actually shed. It got close to when he was in the subway with his son, and then they used the X-ray machine to go back in time and run away from the dinosaurs. That was touching. The beginning of Star Trek, when Dad Kirk is telling his wife that he loves her on the phone as he selflessly sacrifices himself for everyone. I can't even. Florence Nightingale, the 1980s TV movie. Florence Nightingale has this fever and then they cut her hair to break the fever. I don't really know how that works, but her fever has broken and then her lover, boyfriend, husband, human is sitting next to her bedside, just like caressing her head, like holding it so gently because, you know, she's tired. Just the thing that gets me is when he says, "You look like a Madonna." Her eyes are red, her hair is all scraggly, like obviously she is very sickly. Just his love and tenderness of seeing his loved one for who she really is on the inside. I want someone to call me a Madonna. Let's get back to the action movies. Batman Begins. Not Michael Wayne. Michael Scott. George Clooney. Bruce Wayne's mansion has been burnt down by Qui-Gon Jinn. Michael Caine and Batman are in the elevator and Michael Caine says, "Why do we fall, sir?" "So we can learn to pick ourselves back up." "You've never given up on me?" "Never." That was my Michael Caine impression. Lord of the Rings. Sam and Frodo are hiking up Mount Doom and Sam says, "I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you." Selfless sacrifice. It's too touching. The opening montage from Up. Who doesn't cry? I've probably cried when watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's gotta be some touching moments in there somewhere. Fried Green Tomatoes. Ruth dies in bed from cancer as her friend Iggy recites a story about birds flying to a lake. Something like that. Definitely a tearjerker movie. Probably the best part of that movie though, when the main character woman gets beat to a parking spot by these young hip girls and they say, "Face it, lady, we're younger and faster." And then she steals herself and says, "To Wanda." And then she rams into their car multiple times. The two girls come back with their 80s perms. "Face it, girls, I'm older and I have more insurance." Mic drop. I love me some sassy southern women. What am I doing? That's why I'm not a musician.